Well, hello there, and welcome to another edition of Warbird Wednesday. My name is Fred Bell. I am the Vice Chairman of the Palm Springs Air Museum, and today we are going to talk about another one of those short field birds, the C-123, the provider, a very unique airplane with a interesting lineage. So the 123 started out in 1949. It was not introduced until 1956. It was retired in 1995, although there are still some of them running around out there. There were 307 built. So the aircraft kind of started out in a very inauspicious fashion, and that was, it started out, my good friend Jason today, who is actually standing in for Greg. His daughter is a little sick, so we hope she's feeling better by the time of this video. But it actually started out as an assault glider, the XCG-20. Now that almost looks like what I have on my head here, my hierarchical assistant, or hierarchic assistant. I'm going to butcher that word. Now look, see, Jason, I can do this and actually get them to flap. I'm not sure what Greg was up to, but I'm going to go ahead and get this thing off there. It's going to fly off camera to Jason. There we go. So the 123 actually started, we'll go ahead and pick this up, as an assault glider. And Greg can throw up an image. I'll throw up a plan view. We can throw up a plan view of the airplane. It had eventually two powered variants. One was with the R2800 radial engines. The other one was with GE turbojets. At the end of the day, and this is very interesting, Jason, they determined that based on the power ratio, there was no better performance with the airplane if you swapped out the jets or the radials. So they stuck with the radials. Now, the interesting thing, there's going to be a couple Fred fun facts here, Jason. The first one is that this was the first United States Air Force jet-powered transport. And if I am wrong, go argue with me in the comments, but it turned out to be the first one. But they decided, based on the power and the power evaluations in the test phase, that they were going to go with the radial version. Now, the other thing, this thing had kind of an interesting lineage in that it was originally designed by Chase Aircraft. Now, Kaiser, wanting to follow up on the C-119 and knowing that there was an impending contract, went and bought Chase. If you can think, that's kind of weird. So Kaiser bought Chase, and then what happened was the government got, needless to say, what's the technical term, Jason, pissed off at Kaiser because they were concerned about contract manipulation. They actually canceled the contract with Kaiser and made them destroy both of the aircraft that they had built, the first early C-123s. And then Fairchild came in to save the day, and a star is born, and you're going to see in a minute why I say that. So the aircraft was saved from oblivion by Fairchild, but they knew they had a good thing, and the Air Force knew that they wanted some of these bad boys. So they went ahead and built them. They built them in various versions. The C-123K went to Vietnam, and that is going to be where I do my salute. Now, my salute today is actually to somebody that I had met. And you know, they say, well, I know this guy, or I knew this person. I had met this gentleman. I spent a little bit of time with him, which I really treasured when we were doing one of our galas, and that is Joe Jackson. He's a Congressional Medal of Honor recipient. He received the Congressional Medal of Honor when he went in a C-123 at Camduck, and he there was a long-range fire team, spotting team that was at this short strip there. The NVA had basically overrun the entire area, and they made a decision, and that's the North Vietnamese Army, that they were going to go in and try to get these guys. And good old Joe Jackson decided he was going to do it. Now, Joe's history is interesting. He was a World War II guy, actually enlisted. Then he went out and became a pilot, eventually became a fighter pilot, kind of really worked his way up. And he was in Vietnam on a tour on these 123s. He actually went in there, landed, and it was a shorter strip because a portion of the strip had been damaged. He turned the airplane around where he thought these Green Berets, his spotter team, was hiding, and they ran out of the jungle and jumped in the airplane. Now, everything in the world is shooting at this guy, right, on the ground. Out from the bush, Jackson sees a North Vietnamese soldier with a rocket-propelled grenade. And he points a rocket-propelled grenade head-on at the airplane. He fires. The grenade arcs over, hits the runway, and sticks in the runway right in front of the airplane and does not detonate. That story was actually told to me by Jackson, and I was just amazed when I was hearing this. And he said, it just wasn't my time. It wasn't his time. He actually passed away in 2019. But think about that for a minute. And then he got those troops out, airplane riddled with bullet holes, being shot at incessantly, but he managed to save those men. So that is just an absolutely wonderful thing. So what I wanted to do today is actually salute Joe Jackson with a grapefruit kiss. I never see this stuff ahead of time. Jason, a grapefruit kiss? Okay, so we're going to give Joe Jackson a big kiss from the nation, because he's a Congressional Medal of Honor recipient. What an amazing man. Let's see. 12 ounces, 30 milligrams of sodium, 160 calories, contains no juice. So it is a grapefruit kiss that contains no juice. Jason, you're batting 1,000 here. It does have a California refund, so it can't be that old. And it has a best by 9/28/22. So this might actually work here. So to Joe Jackson, wherever you are, and for those troops that were trapped on that strip that you flew in and saved, I salute you with my kiss. We're going to throw him a kiss. I should make you throw him a kiss, Jason, is what I should do. All right. We got a little bit of a fizz. Oh, there's a few bubbles there, so it may not be complete loss. There's no juice in this, but that's actually not bad. I would actually drink this. Jason, unlike Greg, you actually served me. Greg will be very upset. You served me something that I can actually take a second sip of in peace. Wow, that's actually pretty good. So the infamous thing about these aircraft was that, there we go, was that it also sprayed Agent Orange under the U designation. So they were the defoliation stuff, which has become infamous with American troops with chemical poisoning. It also had a version that was called Black Spot, and Black Spot would drop small munitions, and it had a candle version that they called Candle that was an illumination version. So in Vietnam, they had quite a few different versions of the airplane. After Vietnam, it continued to go on. Now, it has the unique designation, or the infamous notoriety, that it was shot down in Central America in covert ops in, I think it was in the middle of the 80s, by a SA-7 Grail in Nicaragua. It actually crashed in Nicaragua. They were all phased out primarily. There's still a few of these running around in 1995. Now, the Royal Thai Air Force played around with putting Allison T-56A7 turboprops on this airplane, and that made it one of the, in fact, I think the only aircraft that went jet, piston, and turboprop powered. So they messed around with it. I don't know what happened to those airplanes. Obviously, they add a little more power, getting rid of the radials. They may still be running around in operation. You never know. But the airplane at that point kind of faded into history. It is a movie star. Are you ready for this, Jason? It was in Con Air, Air America, Outbreak, Dumbo Drop, and American Made. So go find this type of aircraft in each one of those. It would show up. And it has some counterparts in the G-222, the Antonov, the AN-8, and the Blackburn Beverly were the comparable airplanes. But these, with heavy lift helicopters, like we talked about before, these types of short field aircraft just have gone by the wayside. And they will even further do that as we perfect the Osprey technology, where we can have these aircraft that convert from like vertical flight to horizontal flight. That's going to continue, and you just will never see these airplanes again. Now, if you want to amaze your friends, and Jason actually, his handiwork is all over this. He actually orders this stuff. This is a graphics puzzle, a 2,000 piece puzzle from the advent of flight up until modern day. You need one of these. So go out to the link and click on that. You get hours of enjoyment. I'm sure this puzzle is suitable for framing as well, Jason, so you could frame it. Now, we cannot do all of this. I'm standing in the Miles hangar today in front of the Vietnam exhibit without your donation. So go down in this video. If you can throw us a few bucks, we'd appreciate it. If you've come across us on YouTube and you like what we do, which are just all long-form aircraft videos, send us to a friend. We'd love to have subscribers to the channel. Give us a subscription and a comment. You know, I'm not always right. I love to have your comments. If you came across us on Facebook, give us a comment and a like. We appreciate that. We're also on Instagram and Twitter. My name is Fred Bell. I am the Vice Chairman of the Palm Springs Air Museum. Have a great day.
Baby